This video is by Straight Goods News, SGNews.ca.
One aspect that a lot of people haven't focused on is what's the impact on immigration? Are people not getting a fair shake in immigrating into Canada because of the way the program is being abused?
Well, when you look at the numbers now, when the temporary foreign workers outstripped the skilled workers class when it comes to the number of immigrants, then it should be a major concern to us. Look, it's become very clear from the evidence that's before us that people are being brought in as temporary foreign workers for work that is not temporary. Those are the times when people should be coming in as landed immigrants or as permanent residents. But right now the system is being used and abused, and the rules are being elasticized in order to get cheap labor.
And it allows also for those workers to have less rights and less ability to speak.
Absolutely, not only in many cases lower wages, but we're also talking about, for some of them, with employer-provided housing, really substandard housing, pressure on the family if there's a husband and a wife team that the other one has to work for free, lack of coverage, like medical coverage for many of them, and fear to report anything, but also always living in fear that you better do just what the employer tells you, because if you don't, you could lose your employment and be shipped back home.
What should be done to fix the program?
Well, first of all, the minister needs to address the ALMOs, because the ALMOs were for skilled workers, and we know from the results that the Alberta Federation has released that it's much, much wider than that. It's being used for sort of jobs in what I would call unskilled jobs, unskilled areas. The other thing we need to take a look at is the government needs to rescind the provision that allows an employer to pay 15% less. 15% less just because you're a temporary foreign worker. We also need to have the government, because it's the government has to take the responsibilities, both ministers doing their due diligence and doing their homework. And to say to an employer, you only really have to advertise your job for 5 days on some kind of a national website that most people don't even know exist, and then say, well, and we're not going to check on you, by the way, we'll only be doing compliance checks on 20%, is basically allowing and facilitating abuse.
So it's too much trust in the system?
Too much trust in the system, and from what we're hearing right now is from employees, temporary foreign workers, that now there is a whole troop of agents, consultants, some of them unscrupulous. So these temporary foreign workers become the victims in many ways, including the unscrupulous consultants who facilitate their employment. Thank you.